Good morning, guys. A great morning to all of those who tuned into the realest thing coming out of Guyana. How have you guys been? So this morning, the phone that is normally do, and I was be able to see you guys' comments and so on. It's in charge. I forgot since yesterday. I've been over my head with work. So I'm gonna try to see the comments from here, at least to heal up my people them, because it's very much expected. Tria Bean, Margot, good morning. Sonita, good morning. Kip, good morning. Annie, a great morning to you. Yeah. Taboo, a good morning to you. Shirley, a good morning to you. So this morning, we gotta start with, as you know, we start with the good laugh, and then we end with some calls. And so this morning is going to be all about half an hour, because I got a lot going on. We got some friends from Dominica here. One, a mayor from one of the city of Dominica, not Dominica, the Dominican Republic here is here. So I'll be meeting with him this morning and taking them around. Some of my friends from the Dominican Republic, taking them around, sightseeing and having them understand what Guyana has to offer, since the Dominican Republic has 13 million people. So there's a lot to benefit. As you guys might know, Sky High is the airline that flies from Guyana to the Dominican Republic. We call it for short the DR. There are so many beautiful places there. The only tourist destination I was able to visit in DR was Punta Cana, and that is set out for the rich and famous. I can tell you, I had a great time there when I visited the Dominican Republic. Right? So today, as always, a courtesy, I feel honored to take the opportunity to show Guyana to other people, and hoping that would bring more to Guyana. And maybe when I go to DR and showcase DR again, a lot more Guyanese would want to go there. Their direct flights is only 2 hours away on a flight, and they're direct flights via Sky High. You go online, Sky High, and you could book your flight online with Sky High. So Punta Cana, yes, beautiful. So this is today's meme.
And I come out to ask this simple question. What you know? I don't know. Will I be violated? Let me see you walking on the road. You see a real sweet man. You'd be successful at getting diabetes. What is the plural of the word thief? Another jail man. And what are the 5 human senses? Vomiting, shitting, verbal abuse, making money. What is your best pickup line? Me body flat top. Make a proper sentence with the word in it. I am presently working on that. What number comes right before 100? We gotta discuss. 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger. A person born in 2023 would be 50% qualified people and 50% fucking thief, man. I'll spell a number for you. Tell me which number it is. The number is NINE. Yes, of course. Now you know! Get the fuck out there. Let me go! You must want shit.
You know, I don't watch back me videos. I can't take myself sometimes. Now, big up to Dave who takes the time and effort to do this. I don't know who Dave is. Dave, reach out sometime. Anytime you could WhatsApp me at 622-7740. Large up yourself, brother. It takes a lot of time and effort and skill. The thing with this, anybody could do video editing. I could edit videos with my phone on the fly. Now, Dave would have had to watch every one of my episodes and would have had to get these interesting pieces or have it in his head and remember to be able to go back and get those things. So let's look at it one more time. I find it interesting.
Come on to ask this simple question. What you know? I don't know. Will I be violated? Let me see you walking on the road. You see a real sweet man. You'd be successful at getting diabetes. What is the plural of the word thief? Another jail man. And what are the 5 human senses? Vomiting, shitting, verbal abuse, making money. What is your best pickup line? Me bati flat top. Make a proper sentence with the word in it. I am presently working on that. What number comes right before 100? We gotta discuss. 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger. A person born in 2023 would be 50% qualified people and 50% fucking thief, man. I'll spell a number for you. Tell me which number it is. The number is NINE. Yeah, of course. Now you know! Get the fuck out there. Let me go! You must want shit.
Hey, buddy. Here, right. Yeah. Hey. Oh, shit. Why you got cool yourself, right? Shelly, good morning to you. Shirley, morning. Cedric, good morning. Geeta, good morning to you. Arjun, I go. Hey, you got calm yourself down, man. You up a couple nights now, last night I've been playing it whole night. Does something near me. So if you notice my little off, I set it does. Just now the video is going to be posting. It's couple nights now I dip on it. Since last week, we pulling all-nighters, you know? So, in the news, Hungry Belly, this one here, going the people them, is a vulcanizing shop. He going the people in vulcanizing shop, this is the people in cash box here. Walk past all the boys play like he asks for the boss, man. There's somewhere in the countryside, watch. So you are okay. That banner. He pick up the people money and push it in the pocket. I can't make up these things. So this is the Hungry Belly of the day. The banner, this man here. The boss man tell me this man here ain't see this. You try to tell me this man see the man picking up the money inside it. Me ask how he could do it and ain't see that. What's where you walking in the place? What this man here? What's this man walking coming? I want to know how he not see that. That's why he put the people money in the pocket and pat in the pocket like he had something in the pocket. Come to this man fighting the car. How he ain't see this one? This don't make no sense to me. That's where he put the man money in a patty pocket like, you know. He thief him money. The man money is safe. He want to make sure the man money is safe in his pocket. You ever see anything like that? Now we can discuss this thing quickly. And then now I come across this video. Somebody just sent this video to me this morning. Morning to you. This is to show you how dangerous these people are. These people are very dangerous people. Look at the thought process, what is on their mind. They all know if somebody called, they cost me, wherever they say I listen. If they're wrong, talk about somebody, I would pull them up. I want you to listen to this conversation. This is a Buxton program. A program coming out of Buxton done by a man by the name of Kadaki. He's a Buxtonian. And I want you to get in your mind what these banners got in their mind. Because this kind of thing is only come from PNC associate people for hurt, violence, and violence has happened all over the world. It's ain't no new thing. But when you hear about people publicly perpetrating it and all that thing, now it's come out of these people. Associates of the PNC. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Preparation. Call you, lad.
Good morning to that.
Morning to you.
This will be very brief. There are 4 individuals who stand firmly in the way of black people, poor people.
Now, if you listen to the way this man speak, this man is not a dunstug. Listen to the way this man speak. Never say he's a hooligan and say, you know. These is people looking normal, but they ain't thinking normal. These is people amongst us. And people go to this program. I don't know at the time I was in the comments. If you go to the comments and see and hear what's going on.
From other races.
Here it is.
There are 4 individuals who stand firmly in the way of black people, poor people, and from other races. And let me call them in order of succession. Jack Dio, Anil, Ali, and Ashley. For a start, we've got to find the right time to get the heads of these 4 people off. Get the head off. Because we've been trying everything as possible and nothing is really making sense right now. Let me cut short all of this frivolous thing we're doing. Jack, Dio, and Anil, let's start with the 2 of them. Have their heads posted some part of the seawall. And I guarantee you.
Bear in mind, what's happening here is illegal. I don't know if the police don't track these things. I haven't heard Kadaki been pulled in. This here is a cyber crime. It is a hate crime. It is inciting public terror. A number of crimes here. I hear the police say nothing yet. I don't know when this thing happened, but I hear the police say nothing yet. And that's what's going on in this country. A lot of times, people turning a blind eye. You gotta listen to these conversations. It ain't easy. When normal people, this is the mindset they got from the other side, they're dangerous.
I guarantee you. Agdio and Anil, let's start with the 2 of them. Have their heads posted some part of the seawall. And I guarantee you, Guyana will be the happiest and the healthiest place to live after that. These are the people who are monsters, who are the monsters in Guyana. Hands down, these are the 4 who have people punishing that you can't punish anymore. Talking anything to stop them, they will keep doing the same thing over and over. They got to be taken out. Whether you like it or not, that is the only solution. These folks are not going to...
Now I want to hear what the Guyana Police Force has to say on this, since this is a direct threat, since Kadaki played an active role in participating in this. If you have a program, if you're a host of a program, it is your responsibility to know what is legal and what is illegal, right? And put an end to it immediately. You can't have people saying certain things, but this is criminal. This is not libelous. This is criminal. There's a number of crimes committed here. Criminal. Let me listen to them.
But anything otherwise. Those teachers who are striking, I am urging them to stay the course. 1 or 2 drop out will give them further impetus to say they will soon crack. These 4 monsters they have in that country, 3 of whom are Hindus, they don't care anything about Guyanese people. They entrench them.
This here, when you say that, when you list people, right? When you list people by race, is racism. When you list people by religion, there are other attacks, there are laws. If you check it, there are laws for all of these things. And this these manners problem, a level of ignorance and anger and denial second to none. Listen to Gadaki, listening to this man making all these threats and not saying anything.
There, the only thing could move them out is the last breath to be taken. They are so monstrous. It's beyond explanation. That little girl who sang that song for...
No, I want you to listen this back from the start.
Preparation. Call it like.
Good morning to that.
Morning to you.
This will be very brief. There are 4 individuals who...
Harbour John.
Listening to the recording is very, very disturbing that people think like that. And I surprised the police did not act on it already. That's a cyber crime.
My brother, cyber crime and cyber bullying, this is out of even that. This is criminal intent, clearly, threats. You understand? Kadaki has to be, this is his program. I have the same problem. People call and talk all kind of thing, but most of the time it is focused on me. It is targeting me. And if people target people, I say right away, no, you can't do that or you can't say that, even if it's PNC people. Although I have a dislike for them.
Yeah, but
you can't have people threatening
right
people.
The host should have cut the guy off, but by saying that, and you're talking about reputable people here who dedicate
no,
themselves
this
to
part of the program went on for 2 minutes. Let me listen it back again.
And firmly...
Call it like.
Good morning to that.
Morning to you.
This will be very brief. There are 4 individuals who stand firmly in the way of black people, poor people, and from other races. And let me call them in order of succession. Jagdio, Anil, Ali.
Hey, Robbie, make sure you go to Kadaki page and download that video before they take it down. You could do it now. Search for the program. The program is, does he have dates on these programs? Morning Live. I gotta find out is which day. Tag the thing. I ain't see nothing specific here that would state a day specifically. But go and check the page. See when he's got it live. Download that thing there because they're gonna delete it. The police need evidence. And you got screenshot now what day it is. So once you find it right when you screenshot what day it is and all those things. So there's evidence has a way that it has to be processed. Right? Safe. Yeah, let me listen to this thing and then you're gonna talk.
Yeah.
And Ashley. 4 individuals who stand firmly in the way of black people, poor people, and from other races. And let me call them in order of succession. Jagdio, Anil, Ali, and Ashley. For a start, we've got to find the right time to get the heads of these 4 people off. Get the head off. Because we've been trying everything as possible and nothing is really making sense right now. Let me cut short all of this frivolous thing we're doing. Jagdio and Anil, let's start with the 2 of them. Have their heads posted some part of the seawall. And I guarantee you, Guyana will be the happiest and the healthiest place to live after them. These are the people who are monsters, who are the monsters in Guyana. Hands down, these are the 4 who have people punishing that you can't punish anymore. Talking anything to stop them, they will keep doing the same thing over and over. They got to be taken out. Whether you like it or not, that is the only...
Now, this is clear what is being said here. Post their heads, take off their heads. They have to be taken out. It is clear as day what is being said here. It was said on several occasions. I'm waiting to see what the Guyana Police Force is going to do. I'll send this snippet to the crime chief. You able to find the thing, way? Search the page.
Saying that Nanalal and others is not looking after the interests of poor people or black people. Nanalal, I can place it for Borbis. Whenever I call that man with people,
Harbour John, me getting in this case, I'm not getting into representing nobody. Whether I agree or I don't agree, whether they're doing or they're not doing, these are criminal offenses, inciting public terror, threatening, a number of criminal offenses have just been committed by this caller and by extension the host of this program.
You send the clip to the commissioner of police and the crime chief.
I'm sending to the crime chief immediately. Harbour John, we tag. This thing upset me this thing upset me, morning. Because even me enemy, I don't wish these things fun, and I don't talk about like that. I would not have anybody talking about them like that. Seriously. They make no sense. Hello, good morning.
Hey, morning, Critic. How you doing, my man?
Talk to me, brother.
Hey, me and my wife, right, I live in the States. Me and my wife want to come back, right? The only thing I got, it has nothing to do with your program right now, but it's a thing. I would like business places and hotels to get accommodation for wheelchair. My wife is in a wheelchair. I've been back to Guyana and they don't have anything for wheelchairs. I mean, even if you're going to the store, they have no ramp.
Which hotel you went to that didn't have a ramp?
It's very long time ago.
Well, if you go to the Marriott, if you go to the Sleep Inn, if you go to the Ramadia Hotel, you go to a short time place, just climb up a step. Short time is short time. If you go to an international hotel, of which we have many now, you would have accommodations for your wife.
All right. I talked about stores and things too. You know, if you could shine a light.
Well, there are a number of stores. If you go to Scotiabank, if you go to Republic Bank, if you go to Georgetown Hospital, Republic Bank Triumph, GBTI Bank, all these banks I know have wheelchair access.
Okay. Thank you very much,
If you're coming out from the airport, there's access out of the wheelchair.
All right, then.
Roger that.
Anyhow, I'm watching your program and I like your program, you know. Always human being. We don't agree with everything everybody say at all times.
So
but
do you
the right track.
Do you agree with your wife all the time, although she's disadvantaged? You agree with her all the time?
No, I don't agree with her.
Well, Roger, buddy. So you call it life? It's life.
Life, all right. Thank you very much for hearing me out.
You're most welcome, brother.
All right, then.
Hello, good morning.
Yo, Critic, morning. What's going on?
Turn on the thing in the background now.
Yeah. My concern is why the hosting stop the guy from making such reckless comments.
What is that?
The administrators now. I want to know why the hosting stop the man.
Because he supports it, brother. Because he's part and parcel of it. He has been known to be radical also. He's part and parcel of it. And you would want to think I am the most radical person. Imagine when we listen under that. That would make even the Dunstock skin crawl. You understand? Because he's part and parcel. It's a program that comes out of Buxton, and all they preach is hatred for others. It's a racist outfit and unit, and that is what they preach. And the reason he sit there for 2 minutes. Partner, you ever see me take longer than 5 seconds for respond to anything like that? How long now you following me?
No.
And here I telling you, I would cuss Norton, and you can't call and say, you threatening Norton. You could say if it's something truthful about Norton.
Yeah, but that what he did here, it is total blatant wrong. Because once you start something like that right away, you're encouraging it.
Well, you gotta watch it. I am now gonna look at what the Guyana police force is gonna do. When I come off here, I'll be sending that clip to the chief. That thing hurt me whole head there. Thanks for your input, brother.
Okay, good.
We'll call people watch it right away and calculating what are we hearing here. Listen, this, like, me can't believe I hear it, brother.
Call it like.
Good morning to that.
No, Kadaki is fully well aware what he's doing. He tells the call he's alive. He's fully well aware. He's listening, not showing any bitter remorse, allowing this man to make vile threats, death threats against 4 Indian leaders in this country. This is not only criminal, It's not only threatening, it is inciting public terror, because who will do that? Will he and Kadaki do it? Are they instigating people to do things like this? This is a conspiracy. The main fact that Kadaki has not been talking or put a halt to this man's action, it's a conspiracy. Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning, Critic. You're pokey big.
All right, buddy. I'm not in a mood this morning to be angered, because this here we passed the mark of what's going on. You understand? And the Dunce Thugs, they gotta follow the Clong Prince. I don't have the Dunce Thug Association. I've never been known to support the Dunce Thugs. So when they call and whatever they say, not this morning. I might be a little tired and all, and then as I tell y'all. Right? So listen to this.
Preparation. Call your life.
Good morning to that.
Morning to you.
This will be very brief. There are 4 individuals who stand firmly in the way of black people, poor people, and from other races. And let me call them in order of
Now,
success.
when he says these things, Kadaki is supposed to ask, how so? Because this is a PNC preaching. I don't know the poor people he's talking about. I don't know the black people that is being held back. All over the world got poor people. Is the Guyanese leadership holding back Haiti? Is the Guyanese leadership holding back Haiti? What's going on with Haiti? Have we caused that?
Jagdio, Anil, Ali, and Ashley. For a start, we've got to find the right time to get the heads of these 4 people off. Get the head off, because we've been trying everything as possible. Nothing is really making sense right now. Let me cut short all of this frivolous thing we're doing. Jagdio and Anil, let's start with the 2 of them. Have their heads posted some part of the seawall, and I guarantee you.
Now you look at the host is not saying anything, he's not doing anything, he's allowing this person to make the threats.
I guarantee you, Guyana will be the happiest and the healthiest place to live after that. These are the people who are monsters, who are the monsters in Guyana. Hands down, these are the 4 who have people punishing that you can't punish anymore. Talking anything to stop them, they will keep doing the same thing over and over. They got to be taken out. Whether you like it or not, that is the only solution. These folks are not going to do anything otherwise. Those teachers who are striking, I am urging.
The video was from February the 16th, 2024. Go back to February the 16th. Right? Somebody put it in the comments that it's from February the 16th. Imagine this is so long, and these banners in the lockup yet. It was from February the 16th. Thank you very much. Yeah, somebody they asked me to check it out, and I missed it. Hold on. Let me see if it's this somebody sent to me here. No, this is a funny video somebody sent to me. If I get a link, just send it to me. Let me send this thing after the. Let me send this thing after the crime chief. Imagine since it's 16th and this man in the lockup and in charge yet. This is what's going on in this country. Threats against the president.
Because we've been trying everything as possession. Jagdio, Anil, Ali, and Ashley. For a start, we've got
get the heads of these 4 people off. Get the head off. Because we've been trying everything as possible and nothing is really making sense right now. Let me cut short all of this frivolous thing we're doing. Jagdio and Anil, let's start with the 2 of them. Have the heads posted.
I send something, let them download it and here is what
and I guarantee you, Guyana will be the happiest and the healthiest place to live after that. These are the people who are monsters, who are the monsters in Guyana. Hands down, these are the 4 who have people punishing that you can't punish.
I don't want to speak about that anymore. It upset me. I already sent a message to the crime chief asking how or if it would ever be dealt with. So I came across this article and I can't not recognize it on Travis Chase's page. And it says a company that has been accused of breaching the Private Security Act by allegedly giving on precept guards firearms prompted the police to seize a number of firearms and eventually canceling the company's supernumerary status. But a cell phone call and the subsequent meeting with political heavyweights, and that letter was rescinded. There's a developing story. So the story is developing now. I don't know who these political heavyweights are. It's highly unlikely the president or the vice president is aware of these happenings, because I know they wouldn't participate in disrupting any decision that the Guyana police force makes. I'm hoping so. This doesn't look nice. I'm hoping that the government could look into this. I don't know who Travis Chase is suggesting to be the political heavyweight. What I'm saying, this doesn't look nice. Although I'm very supportive of this government, this doesn't look like if the police made a decision. Now the police, these letters are dated the 3rd, the 19th, just a few days ago. One man took, imagine giving guns to people who are not properly trained and all them things. One man took a gun, go and kill a girl, then tried to kill himself. 2 guns he used to do these crimes. Another man shot just day before yesterday, shot somebody while fooling around the ground, all security services. And this is happening. The police see the need to curb certain ways and things. This doesn't look good. This doesn't look good, and it needs to be addressed. I don't know who is the heavyweights. I highly unlikely it's come to the attention of the vice president or the president. Because if you look at what the president does across this country, its interest in making things happen, you know he wouldn't associate himself with anything that would put Guyanese in harm's way. So this needs to be looked at. Quickly, let's take some calls. 622-7740. Call, cost, whatever you want to do. If you want to have a meaningful, contributing conversation, that also can happen. Yeah, my brother.
Mikhail.
Talk to me, brother.
Morning, my brother. Buddy, this guy here, 2 wrongs don't make a right. But who he supposed to say head supposed to be off? He's saying that, right? President Granger, I will say it. You understand? With the racist bias, evil man. He's a pastor. He's a pastor and sowing seeds of war and evil of this magnitude. And he can't see what the people who you representing, what they do. The working class people in any society is the engines and the heartbeat of any developing scenario. For what I understand, you go into power and pay yourself 50% first. 50% first. That's all I can left on the note for this morning.
right?
I
So
hear you,
who
brother.
here really need to come up? Hey, my brother?
I hear you.
All right? The
But
second
I
thing
wouldn't wish
call it,
that. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, and I can't participate in those kind of conversation, no way, shape, or form.
that's why you say two wrongs don't make a right. I remind myself as much as it's you know it's appalling. And let me leave that there.
Yeah.
But I have to speak out against it because it's BS. It's nonsense. This country only got 1 million people now, right? And we got bigger issues coming up on where we need to stand together and move forward. And this is what people they're upon. We got something else more sinister going on, Mr. Rodriguez, that I want to bring attention. The Chinese in this country with these supermarkets against our local survival supermarket, our bounty supermarket. There's an assault that is going on in the supermarket and these Chinese. And I call on our president, our vice president, because I'm going to say where it has to go. They have to put a stop into it. They have to put a stop into it.
A stop into what?
Right?
Tell me, Height. What are we talking about?
No. You got one supermarket. You got one local supermarket, two local supermarket on Abribarke here. All right? And within streets, all right, you come in south here, you have, against two local supermarkets, you have 6 Chinese supermarkets.
Well, we are in a capitalist society, so it's limited as what can be done without seeming socialist or communist. What I know can be done is if Chinese paying tax, Chinese can be the biggest taxpayers in this country because they're making the most money.
Really, I would like to see, just for notice, I would like to see the proof of that.
No, but like you understand what I'm saying? If they're paying tax, they would be the biggest taxpayers. I want to see what it in terms comes from supermarkets and thing with the Chinese. I want to know how the taxes
I would
check.
like to see that, yeah.
I would like to see
that, yeah.
what taxes come from a Chinese supermarket, and if their contributors are just parasites to our economy. Because funny enough, people don't know, and I'm doing some research on it. I've been doing it for quite a few years now. There are a lot of surreptitious things that's happening in these Chinese supermarkets. I don't know if you know the story when the Chinese guy knocked down the 2 boys, killing one and paralyzing one, and I hunt him down and found the Chinese boss hiding, and they come to a settlement with the family and so on. Well, when I found that boss...
If it wasn't for your input, what would have been about that matter today?
Nothing. It would have gone unanswered. I have never investigated a matter that wasn't solved, you know. I have never investigated a matter that wasn't solved. I've never gone behind something and never completed as it relates to investigating a matter. Right? There's a matter where...
Brother, and that is why I raise it back today, because I was talking to someone yesterday and they brought something to my attention, and the young lady, she could not have had her stuff exchanged or anything. And I was like, no, this thing that you just said again, they continue with one attitude, disrespecting the rules of this country. And what is my opinion that I think that can work in this country, like their models elsewhere in the developed countries, as Guyana is a developing country, we have to learn, we're going through the growing stage. Some sort of control mechanisms. We don't want to stop development, all right? And again, like I said, we're only 1 million people now, right? There's a serious pressure that the local supermarket, the native supermarkets are going through, because when you look at the price structure in the Chinese supermarket, you're asking yourself how they're doing business.
Well, let me be honest with you. They are dogs. They are dogs.
Pause a minute, Critic, right? Remember, we had another subject that we didn't after. You know, to start up a business and get a supermarket, let me say that on the other side, as one man saying, right? You can't have 5 local businesses that can go and start supermarkets like the Chinese and operate on a shoestring budget. That's what one person was telling me up to last night, and I said no. We understand the struggle of going to the banks. That's my input, right? You gotta go to the bank, you gotta pledge something.
Yeah, 18%. Our thing here is between 9 and 18%, but the Chinese get money at about 1.5% from the Chinese government and Chinese
so you see where
Chinese lending agencies.
So this is where I'm going at, just to continue to be of substance, right? Something got to be
No,
done.
but here what happened, Hoyt. Let me explain something to you. This thing we were talking about the Chinese prices. Chinese prices ain't cheap. Chinese got dogs. If you know, well, let me tell you what dog is. A dog is a product that you try to get other products to follow. So it's a product that is set at a price. Some of them is high, some of them is lower. But the intention is to get you to buy other products. Because supermarket, when you come in, you say you get something cheap. But they ain't got nothing cheap in the supermarket. If you go and check Chinese prices, and I'm gonna do a documentary on it. Right? Because why I try to be fair. I got some good Chinese friends. Like me partner Chino. I got a partner named Chino. He married an Indian girl. He got 2 Chinese sons he had from the previous marriage. He live in Dong. He got jet ski. He got place in Splash Me. He live here. He invests all his money. He a Guyanese. Full Chinese, but Guyanese. So I look at that and the country. But for the most part, everybody is not like that. The most of the Chinese are not like that. They have these supermarkets bleeding people. Now, I was telling you, when I go on Hong Kong, the Chinese banner, and went to Mondrapo and find a bus, when I went in the place, there was a whole area around the bus. What they were doing is taking out the cakes from inside the cakes that is there inside them thing there. They were taking them out and repackaging them. They were relabeling. There was fresh labels with new dates and all of that there. So they got a lot of things going on in these supermarkets. You understand? I was thinking about it. I'm thinking when I go to DR, when I go to Trinidad, they got the kind of mechanism to do the testing, to see how long this thing was and was the chemical breakdown of it, what are the things in these things, because a lot of things they might be bringing in that is substandard. Who is checking that?
There is a system in Trinidad, yes. There is a system. I know one of the scientists that work in one of those labs in Trinidad. Actually, she's Guyanese. Her parents is Guyanese.
Well, link me up, let me do something.
All right. But do the documentary. It's needed.
I gotta start going into the supermarkets and looking at the things that are in there and the cost and so on. There is a massive operation going on because first thing is, these manners live and eat. So I know, let me tell you. So although I have amassed a considerable amount of wealth at this time, I live a more frugal life than I lived in the past. So I spend less money now, although I have more money amass more wealth than I can spend in a long time. But I spend less money. So the Chinese man, he at the back of the store, they live in the store. They eating the baji and all. Like we always spending out money. We sporting. We got trap. We got do a Chinese man.
Last night.
Chinese man live at the back there. He making the money. Eat yard fowl. Eat baji and pak choy and rice. You understand? Right from the store there. So he
and they're building an empire.
Raja, right? They care about their money and all. So does with the Chinese man, but. So I could see how that makes a bit of money for them. But there's something afoot here and we have to look at it and there needs to be a level playing field for Guyanese. Simple as that.
Yeah, buddy. Let me get it going, buddy.
Roger, we talk. Larimer, talk to me, brother.
Good morning, brother. How are you? And good morning to all your viewers. All right, so I just want to touch back a bit on the issue that the young man was mentioning in relation to the Chinese supermarket. I think it's a valid point, and it's a valid point with your input as well. And we see the challenges of it in society, and especially in linen here. But we need to look at from both sides. Where one, quality and quantity of service, right? The Guyanese supermarket, we have the staff here. That's the first issue we have to face with. When you enter the supermarket, the hospitality, the customer service is poor.
Well, bear in mind, the Chinese supermarket and the Guyanese supermarket have the same employees.
Yes, but like
It is management. It is management.
This is what I'm saying. For some reason, like these people just program them.
Guyanese are poor managers. Hear what I'm telling you. There's so many substandards in the same structure in this country. So the nurses at the hospital have attitude, right? The nurses at Georgetown Hospital, at hospitals have attitude and sometimes not good mannerisms. Those same nurses act differently when working at the private hospital. Now again, it's not when they're left hunting. There are nurses that work at Georgetown Hospital that work at other hospitals. Simultaneously, work a shift here, work a shift so. Their attitude at Georgetown Hospital is different from the attitude when they go to private hospital.
Exactly.
You understand? So it has to do with the structures, the policies, and all these kind of things.
Exactly. The management.
You understand? Like me, modus operandi has changed drastically in recent years. Me used to talk and think cost stuff and it change more to a more professional, not totally talking fancy gap that the staff can't understand. Me and them still stack raw. You understand? But I have learned that, well, here, you gotta walk through the chain of command because you don't want to break the rapport that is built between a supervisor and the regular worker. If you see a regular worker doing something wrong, you talk to him, you ask him what's going on, or you call him in to have a discussion. But the foreman has to have the opportunity to have a rigid structure that he is a part of and create. Some foremans don't know. You train them to. It's all about training and understanding and development. So not China way. We're looking at the Chinese. And we got this two-part thing we are talking about with the Guyanese them. Right? The Guyanese them got up the game. Now the opportunity has arisen. Because you see the Chinese are taking over. What we have to do is come to the realization that we are doing something. The Chinese are doing something that we are not doing. What can we do? Walk into the Chinese stores and watch the action. You got them girls walking in there overtime for a little bit money and all, and they're performing well. What is the problem? You understand? Don't screw the staff. Don't want to fuck the help. People don't understand though. You're going to get this girl with attitude and talking up and she and boss man's fraternizing. She smell she and me ain't there in them thing now.
Exactly. Well, that's actually the point that I was trying to make. The other thing before I go over to the other point, Critic, I don't want to take up the time much. I can't go past without you mentioning about the nurses comparing to Georgetown and to other hospitals. I must publicly say this. In Linden, we are fortunate to have not some of the best. We are fortunate to have the best nurses in Linden. I can tell you this.
The nurses in Linden are Lindeners?
Yes, they're Lindeners.
Them country gal just different.
They work very hard. I could boast about that, bro. They do beyond their calls. You know, I speak of this because I was in Georgetown Hospital. Like, for instance, at Georgetown Hospital, the nurse would not administer an injection. They said the doctor has to come. In Linden here, the nurses do everything. You know, I must big up.
No, but again, they'd have to be qualified as such. But I know no way the administration would have them doing things that they ain't qualified to do. So if you're saying that, I've never had the experience, but I went one time to Linden to cover something in the treatment. The rapport between myself and the nurses was well. So exactly. I would second and say large up to the Linden nurses.
Yeah, that's my point.
Well, you want cover?
No, going back to the video that you played earlier with Kadaki. You know, I share your sentiment. I wanted to know sometime why the Guyana police force, I mean, I'm not bashing at them or the government of Guyana, but why sometimes it takes so long to act on these things? You know, you publicly, like you said, this thing happened since, I think it was February 16th.
The 16th of February, yeah.
Right? And so far, nothing is being done about this. right? You have a public threat. This is a threat that the world would avert. You understand? And this is not hard to. It's not hard to locate.
It would be I'm surprised that it has not gone to the police forces yet. And
exactly.
I spoke to the crime chief one time, and the crime chief tell me a threat was made against Jack Dew, and the crime chief tell me that Jack Dew got make a report. I like the Jack Dew got make a report while it is known that Jack Dew is constantly in impending danger, and the Guyana police force protects Jack Dew. Me don't understand how it is work.
No, well, I guess, Critic, it is just. I understand your point because we're speaking about our vice president here, the vice president of a country, right? But I believe in just for the role of protocols, right, where the police act based on a report before they take any action.
Larimer,
I guess that is a
that relates to myself and you. The Guyana police force have full-time members that secure and protect the vice president. Now a man come running to the fucking gate to the vice president. The vice president are going to report, and then they got call and tell the security that black the fucking man by the gate. It make no sense.
Yeah, I know there's a different point. But going back to the actual point, Critic, I believe that both you and I, and we have other persons who would do programs like these and so on. But I think it's something we need to press on because this is a serious threat, bro. You're talking about our president, the vice president,
the attorney general.
The attorney general, the minister of finance. You can see, this has nothing to do with what to say. It's just
partner, these banners, listen to me, when you listen to them banner and it's a PNC attitude all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
They just want power. They want to go through the fucking process. They want reggae. They want power.
And then
they ain't care about election and all them things now. Exactly. They did the same things in the past.
These people, they would do anything within their will just to retain power.
Mark Benchcap running after the president when Jack Dew was president. Get a whole set of black people killed. Cause the life of black people run in there. These banner ain't planned. These banner just want power and ain't want power. Jack Dew, when he want power, he was president. He come, he take over the party. He restructured the party and he come every Thursday and walk and explain to the people what is the plan, all the things that they're rolling out. Now this we do. Ali come explain to the people. These people want fucking tag, they want to do nothing, they don't know nothing. All they want to do is get power at all costs, and now they're saying they're willing to kill people.
Exactly. Well, I think, Critic, we've seen it from 2020 to now. These people would have exhausted all the options that they think they have. The last one that they tried was the race bait, which we know they're still preaching it, and that has been wiped out by the works of the government, by the government delivering on its manifesto's plan 99% before even 2025. And that would have wiped out that whole racist, that racist trend that they were going with. They're still trying it. So their last reserve now is to go after the lies. And I literally say go after the lies. I don't consider it just a trend because now we have to be on our guard. Our ministers of government, our president, vice president, prime minister, these people have to be on their guard because you never know. Like you said just now, they will do anything just for power. And we have to ensure that we look out and protect them by all means as well. Right? So, Critic, thanks you for the time on your program this morning. Good morning to all your viewers once again.
Roger, brother. Cool, take care. That was very upsetting, that thing there. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to hit the road and look to make things happen. Keep it real. Peace out.